Do you think you need 12 tools, a bloated team, and $5,000 a month software budget just to run a serious business? Yeah, me too. But I was completely wrong. And today I run a 7-figure company using just about 4 tools and 0 team bloat. And it's never been more profitable or stress-free. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. And my name is Zach Harms, and over the past few years, I've worked with companies doing $1 million a week in sales, and I've also scaled my own businesses to 7 figures from absolutely scratch. And don't worry, I know what you're thinking, but I am not here to sell you some course or some bullcrap mastermind that provides no value. I'm simply here to provide what I've experienced. And if there's one thing that I've learned from both sides of the table, it's this: complexity kills scale. And most people think they need some fancy tech stack to grow all of these tools, but in reality, it's usually the tech that's slowing them down. So today I'm going to break down my entire business stack, full transparency. It's just about 4 tools, so you can cut the chaos and build a system that actually scales. So let me hit you with one line that is very commonly used in the online world. The more tools that you use, the better your business. Well, I thought that too. So this was what I was running for the majority of my businesses when I first started. This was my tech stack. I used Shopify. This was for my storefront. And I think they've even raised the prices since I used it. But I was spending $300 a month. This was not including any of the plugins I used, which I used like 5-6 different plugins, probably $20 a month each. I used Klaviyo. This was for all my email marketing. And Klaviyo obviously has different prices. We had about 10,000 emails that we were contacting, so ours was $275 a month. I used Attentive for my SMS marketing. We had 3,000 phone numbers, so it was about $200 a month. I used Kajabi for all my internal training or client support, and that was $100 a month just for a community that hosted videos. I used Calendly for all my demo calls. That was $30 a month. DocuSign, $65. Typeform for data capture, $83. Slack and Notion, $40s, and Zapier to connect all of them. And this is what I was using, right? So if we do the math, that's $1,100 I was spending every single month. And you have to think about it. I was spending this before actually making a sale. This is what I did to set up my company. Now, at the end of it, we did make more than $1,000 or $1,100, but that was $13,000 a year that we were spending in tools. And it always blew my mind. It was like, I don't care how rich you ever get in your life. If you could save $13,000 a year, you probably would. And that's exactly what I started thinking about. Then I started working with these companies and all these different people that, really showed me that lean tech stacks work, because what you also have to think about is, now if I bring on somebody to handle marketing, I have to teach them Shopify, I have to teach them Klaviyo, I have to teach them Attentive, I have to teach them Calendly, I have to teach them DocuSign, I have to teach them all these tools, and it got so complex and the hiring process was so slow, and it was so hard for me to explain, oh yeah, we use Shopify for this, but then you have to log into this platform to send an email, but you can't send an SMS on that platform, so you got to log into this one, and you get the gist, right? So this is how I used to run my business. This was the exact tech stack. And I learned that I wasn't scaling. I was just stacking more chaos. It was making my life so much more complex utilizing these tools. Now, here's the thing people don't tell you about a system like that. When I was running that setup, it wasn't just the monthly cost that was eating into my profit. It was what it did to the actual business operations. More tools meant more points of failure, more things that went wrong, more handoffs, more onboarding, more, wait, what tool do I use for this again? More work for less actual output. And here's the hard truth. Most entrepreneurs think complexity equals true growth. But what complexity really brings is friction, drag, delay. And a mentor once told me something that will always stick with me. He said, Zach, the real skill of an entrepreneur is taking something very simple, turning it super complex, then the key part, back to simple again. That's the role of an entrepreneur. Taking simple concepts, studying them, learning about them, understanding them, making them super complex, but then knowing enough about it to make it simple again. That's where you reach scale. That's where you reach true duplication. And if a new hire can't understand your entire system, how your business operates in 15, 30 minutes, then you don't have a system. You have a mess held together by duct tape and plugins. Now, it still takes time to train these people, but they should have an understanding almost immediately. And real operators, they don't build things to look smart. Too many people nowadays are building things to make them seem like they're so smart, they have everything understood. But to really do it, to really be an entrepreneur, you have to build smooth, to scale fast, to remove yourself from the business, and that comes with simplified systems. And when I realized that, everything absolutely changed. So let me show you to what I actually switched to in the tech stack that I run now. So here's how I run my business now. First one, Notion. Notion is the brain of our entire business, right? We use it to host SOPs, weekly tasks, progress tracking, projects. No Asana, no Trello, no spreadsheets flying around that people don't have access to. It's one clean dashboard that runs everything without any fluff. And it took me a while to really get adopted into Notion. I used to use Trello, but Notion I learned actually scales with you. There's so much that you can do on that. And for $20 a month, it's literally a no-brainer. Now, they do charge per seat by per user, but there are ways around that. But Notion is a game changer. Like I said, it's the brain of the business. Now, Slack is our communication HQ, right? I like Slack personally. I'm sure there's other platforms out there. This is no affiliate deals. I have no affiliation with any of these platforms, but Slack is really, really powerful. I personally like it, but we only have 2 channels. So team operations and daily sync, right? So no memes, no chaos, no, oh, where do I find that message? Let me scroll up 10 years because everyone's saying a ton of random stuff. We keep it very clean and professional. No chaos, no memes, fast, focused, and done. And that's only $40 a month, right? So Slack is awesome. You can use the free version for both Notion and Slack. And honestly, you don't really need the paid version unless you have a little bit bigger of a team. Like if you're rocking with just you, maybe 3 other people, 4 other people, you can use the free versions of both of these tools and be totally fine. I use the paid ones, but the next one is Rubic Management. So this is the powerhouse, right? This replaces ClickFunnels, Kajabi, Zapier, Klaviyo, Attentive, funnels, offers, social content, emails, everything is inside this platform. And it's a phenomenal tool. It's where we build, publish, and scale all of our offers. And we don't have to waste hours connecting dozens of tools together, having 10 different logins. We just add our employees on there. We have everything systematized. We have everything organized. And there may be other platforms out there that you could find. I personally have not found any for that price point with the support and training and everything that it offers. So we use Rubic Management for pretty much all of our marketing, all of our back-end customer journey, everything. The other one is Loom. Loom is like my favorite tool probably in the world. I'm using it to film this right now, so it works great for content creation. We also use it for client onboarding, syncing updates, team SOPs, literally everything. And instead of me hopping on, 10 calls a week with different people to explain 2-minute concepts, I literally just go on my computer, do a 2-minute Loom video, send it out to them via email, and that's real leverage. It saves me so much time every single week because I don't have to jump on a call for 10 minutes to explain a simple concept. I can have the Loom, send it out, and then the best part is I store it all. So if I ever get repeat questions, I just send the same Loom. And that's leverage, that's time. But what really is powerful is this right here. In total, for my entire business, now this is a 7-figure business, and I spent $175 a month for software. And that's only $2,100 a year, but where I get so excited is this number right here. I'm saving $11,484 a year. And like I said earlier, I don't care how rich you are, how much money you make, how big your business is. If I told you you could save 12 grand a year by making some simple choices and not lose any functionality, it's a no-brainer. So that's what I get more excited about is this 12,000 a year saved. And with all of these tools, I can do everything that I did in my old tech stack and more. And it's way easier to onboard people. It's way easier to teach them because it's one login for all of marketing. They all have a user account on Notion, so I don't even have to worry about giving them logins. Loom, very simple to do, right? It's very easy to walk through and it's very easy to onboard. And the best part is now that you're saving this money, you can reinvest it and you're not bogged down. You're not slowed down by all this different tech that you have in your business. Now, here's the key takeaways. Every tool that we cut made our business better. Faster onboarding, fewer tech issues, way lower monthly burn rate, and most importantly, way more profit. You see, top line revenue is sexy, but real operators care about margin. Margin is everything. If you're spending $100 a month on a tool and you're not at least making $101 back every single month, cut it. And here's the part that people will never talk about. If you can't explain how your business runs to someone outside of your industry in 15 minutes, you don't have a business. You have a mess. And I've worked with real deal operators, 8, 9-figure founders, and you know what they have? Above all, clarity. They know what each tool does, what it costs, and exactly how much revenue it drives. Not because they're minimalistic, but because they're strategic. They know what they need. So here's the 3-question test that I use before adding any tool, signing up for anything. Do I know exactly why I need this? Most people don't even know why they need something. Second, do I know what it costs monthly and yearly? Some people look at, $20 a month, but that stacks up over time, especially if you have a lot of $20 a month subscriptions. And number 3 is, can I point directly to the revenue that it brings me in? If I ever sign up for a subscription and it doesn't directly bring me revenue within the first month or two, it's done. And if it doesn't pass that 3-question test, I either never sign up for it or I delete it immediately. And look, you don't need 15 tools to build a real business. You need a lean system that gets out of your way. Simplify to scale. Take yourself out of the business. And this is how I run mine. And now you've got the exact blueprint so that you can do exactly the same. And as mentioned, depending on your industry and what you have to offer, maybe you need more tools, less tools. Some may have better functionality than others, but these are the 4 core. And it's $175 a month. It's nothing. So this is how you do it. You simplify your systems. You make them super complex so you know a lot of things about them. Then you simplify them again, get rid of the waste, and actually start seeing true growth. So if you want to learn more about how I actually build in these systems, some of the actual blueprints of systems that I run, and how I use these platforms to run my business, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be going in depth. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I will never sell you a course. I won't sell you some $20,000 mastermind that doesn't teach you anything, just real actionable insights based on what I've experienced. So if you like that, if that interests you, if that's something you want to learn more about, make sure to subscribe to the channel and you'll see all of the videos of how I use these systems to actually grow and scale my business.